Any other place or for different type of, let's say, applications? I'm waiting for your responses. I can't hear anyone. Are you able to speak, guys? Because you're writing in the chat, but I do not hear anyone speaking actually. And I don't know why, because as I said, I cannot use with this Zoom. It's quite weird for me. I can see the microphone here. Well, I don't know how it works, but tomorrow again, we are going to have a meeting. I try to a little bit learn working with that because I don't use this type of Zoom for the lessons. So I will actually check it for you. Okay. So let me speak about the exam first of all. As all of you know, or probably you've heard it, because if you go to Kizilay, if you go to any type of English course, you can see that they are different type of exams actually written on advertisements, such as IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, or I don't know, different types. And the important thing about all of them is that the purpose of taking these exams is basically the academic purpose. So we take those exams for applying for the visas, for applying for universities, especially if you are thinking about going to any of European countries or working in a company located in those countries, or applying, let's say, for American universities. One of the requirements that they ask you is IELTS or TOEFL score. And for Turkish universities, as far as I know, we have this type of exams too. Let's say in Turkish universities, for applying for ODTÜ University, if I'm not wrong, you need to have IELTS or any kind of academic English exam score for taking a master or PhD courses from the university. So you need to take these exams, which generally show your level in English. So taking them is a little bit challenging, but it's not too hard. Because today our focus is basically on TOEFL exam. I'm going to talk about that first. As you know, TOEFL is the exam that you can take every week, and it includes 4 sections: reading, listening, and then you are going to have a break time for speaking, and also the writing part. The reading part mainly takes 55 to 72 minutes, and it includes 30 to 40 questions. When it comes to the listening part, we have 28 to 39 questions, which take 41 to 57 minutes. The break time is 10 minutes for the students to eat something, to go to the toilet, or do anything else. For speaking, you are going to have 4 tasks, and you are given 17 minutes to answer to the questions. When it comes to the writing part, we basically have 2 sections or 2 separated parts in the writing. In the first part, which we say integrated part, you are going to listen to the audio, read a part of a paragraph or a part of a passage, and then you are going to give the summary of the opinion of the lecturer, or let's say the reading, the author. When it comes to the second section, which is your essay part, you are going to write 300 plus vocabulary essay, the well-written form, based on words, vocabularies, conjunctions, coherency, and of course, showing your opinion clearly in 30 minutes, basically. So it's going to be about your writing part. If you ask me which part is the most challenging, I would say the speaking and writing part are the parts that generally students deal with. But when it comes to the listening part, it's a little bit easy for students. I'm not talking about all parts, but the listening is not that challenging. For the reading part, it's not that hard if you have good background in learning words, and you basically know a lot of academic words, or at least can understand the basic academic words in English. So let me answer your questions about the exam. Have you ever taken this type of exam, or are you thinking about taking any English academic exam in close future? I know that I cannot open your microphones, but maybe you can write in the chat so I can answer the questions, because I don't know how to open your microphones. It's hard. You can tell me your opinion if you are taking the exam. Adam said they are so hard exams, we need to study with you. Well, honestly, you need a tutor to guide you for the written part, I mean the writing part and the speaking part, of course. But the thing is that it's not hard. You need kind of like 3 to 4 months practices on all the tasks to take good score, because like finally you can get a score from all the sections out of 30. As you know, the highest point is 120. So to get 90 plus totally, you need to practice 3 to 4 months. But it depends on how you practice the things and how many question types you solved so far. So it's not hard. It's only based on your practices and how well you studied everything. Halil said, no, no teacher, I won't take. Yeah, no, I'm saying like, are you thinking about taking that in future? Because like ups and downs, anyhow, you need to take the exam kinda for different times. For example, for applying for a job, if you are going to work in an engineering company in, let's say, any type of airline, nowadays taking the exam became quite like a compulsory thing. It's not kind of, people make decision to what kind of exams they take, but it's mostly like compulsory for all the students to take everything. It can change. Yes, I agree with you, teacher. Yeah, like as I said, like generally you say no because I don't know, you just finished the high school, you started the university, you finished the university. But nowadays, unfortunately, in a time in your life, basically you need to take these type of exams to prove or to apply for a job, volunteering job, or to follow or to pursue your studies. Practice is good, but problem is vocabulary. Actually, vocabulary is the biggest problem, because even if you are a native speaker in your own language, I mean, even if you are Turkish, it's hard for you to know all the words in Turkish language. So I would say it's normal. That's why you need to study so much. The best way to study that is through the readings. You can read the readings a lot of readings. Learn the words in the readings actually. Practice is good. Okay, I can change. Yes. So far, do we have more questions? I think Marva talked, Adam at the same time, Halil. You can write your question. Bushra said, my level is B1. Can I start studying TOEFL? Well, yes, it depends on your practices, but I suggest you to finish C1 level first, because by finishing C1, generally from A1, A2 to B2 level, we learn different grammars. But academic grammar is something else that you need to learn by analyzing different articles, different readings. And using that is a hard part. So if you continue till C1 level and after that take some TOEFL preparation private classes, maybe you can pass it much more easily compared to just directly starting from B1. It's a little bit challenging. It would be challenging for you. Or if you're thinking about like taking some private classes and then continuing that, it costs you so much, because you will need at least, let's say, 60 hours to learn and practice everything. In first 30 hours your level will increase, and then you feel more comfortable speaking and writing everything. But when it comes to the second 30 hours, that's the exact time you start practicing based on the exam. So honestly, my suggestion for you is like going directly for the private lessons and then getting 60 hours preparation. Or if you think like financially it would cost you so much, finishing C1 level and then continue with TOEFL preparation, it would be good for you. But otherwise, from B1, if you directly apply, you're not going to get a really high mark. And unfortunately, as you know, nowadays dollar and euro, everything is so expensive in Turkey. So you apply for the exam, but you do not get the mark that actually you need. So you need to perfectly practice everything before taking the exam. So more question, guys. about the exam or about anything else? Nothing? You're welcome, Bushra. We have to study just English in this period. Maybe we can do it because of just focusing on English. Yes, of course, like 3-4 months at least, let's say 6 hours practicing would be enough. Like 1 hour or 2 hours a day would be perfect if you do. But unfortunately, students don't do that. They come to the classes, they start, and at the beginning they are so excited, but after a while they just decrease the hours they study. But with high tempo, if you continue till the end, definitely you can get the mark you want. Yes, it is good for you, but I don't know how I turned this on. I was clicking on different things and suddenly I saw that there's subtitle. It's quite interesting. Can I improve from my English from B1 to C1? Definitely you can. By joining more free discussion classes, you can learn the words first and then go for discussing with other people about different topics. So you will become more actually confident while you're speaking. For vocabularies, of course, reading a lot of books, it always helpful. And for writing, I suggest you writing at least one 2 days or once a day an essay. So you will have opportunity to use the vocabularies you've learned in your speaking classes, in the listenings and in the readings, to apply them in the written form. So it will be so helpful for you. Our English level have to be native for this exam, right? No, actually you do not, because IELTS and TOEFL exam is first of all for non-native speakers, so they do not actually expect you to speak like a native speaker or have any specific accent, because people taking this exam are not native basically. So they have Indian accent, they have Turkish accent, they have, I don't know, Canadian accent, I don't know, Arabic accent. We have different type of accent of English that people speak with. So you are not expected to be like a native, but you are expected to understand everything in English, to be able to talk about yourself well, to be able to write everything like about different topics well, to have good listening skills, and at the same time understanding the basic, or let's say upper intermediate texts, but you are not expected to be like a native speaker. That's good. You can read newspapers, it's beneficial, of course, but my suggestion for you is going with the sample exams, because it doesn't matter how much newspaper you read or how many books you read generally. When it comes to the exam form of practices, you need to solve the question. So when you are reading news or when you are reading books, you generally focus on the topic instead of answering the questions, analyzing the text. But in the exam, you are expected to analyze the text. So that's what my suggestion for you is, just analyzing and answering the question and the sample exams. Yep. Yeah, Marva, actually you need to have good English practice to speak about everything, but it depends on the score you want, because for example the 60 or 70, 80 grades are not the grades that actually challenge you so much. But if you want to get over 90, over 100 in IELTS or TOEFL exam, generally you need to have good English. Okay. What is your first suggestion for level B1? I think B1 is the critical level to improve language. Yes, of course. Always my students say the same thing. B1 is the level that you are not dealing with basic English anymore. It's not like I am, she is, they are. It's a place that you understand the difference between present perfect, past simple, future perfect, how to use them, how to understand them, and how to make more complex sentences. That's why like B1 to B2 is a little bit challenging for students, and it needs more practices actually. But C1 is easy as well, similar to B1, A1 and A2, because you already learned everything, and that's the place you are going to apply whatever you've learned. So it's not going to be so hard for you too. That's nice. I think we do not have more questions. Am I right? Do we have more questions? Okay. I don't see more questions, guys. As you know, tomorrow actually we are going to, I think have idiom classes, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure. But hope to see you tomorrow for practicing speaking, because hopefully I'm going to open the microphone so you will be able to speak at least. It will be good for you, but it's I think at 4 o'clock or something, so I'm not sure that time will be suitable for all of you, but hope to see you tomorrow also, and have a nice beginning of the day. Take care of yourself and